We are live. Welcome everyone. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing well today. Thank you so much for hanging out, for being here. And yeah, let's enjoy the next hour. We'll talk about some smart home stuff. If this is your first live stream, my name is Shane, and we'll just talk about we'll talk about smart home stuff. There's not a whole lot in the news, but we'll cover whatever there is. And then of course you guys can ask me questions and I will do my best to answer as many questions as I can. Yeah, we got a little bit of a Valentine's Day theme going on. I guess I should have said Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you guys are having a good one. We'll say hi to some folks here and then we'll kind of get rolling as usual. But yeah, hope you all are having a good day. Today's been pretty good for me. Been a busy one. Been trying to do a lot of stuff. I did some, recorded some video earlier and went and met the wife, met Caroline for lunch today. So she was working and went and met her for lunch and that was nice. And let's see, we'll probably do, it's kind of become like a little tradition we've done here in the house with the kids. And now the kids are getting older, but my daughter still enjoys it, so we'll do some fondue, some like chocolate at night. That's something we started doing years ago on Valentine's Day. So, you know, one of those traditions, I guess you could say. And let's say hi to some folks. Like I said, Frederick is here. What's going on, Frederick? Yes, the question is highlighting today. Thank you. I believe I figured out that that weird little bug or issue that YouTube was having there. So the question is highlighting today. So thank you for that. If you guys do have questions for me, especially later in the stream, just type the word question. That would be highlighted for me and I'll do my best to get to all those. Eric W, what's going on? Eric W from the Netherlands. And then another Eric W. I always think of when I see that, I get you guys, we got two Eric W's in the house. We got Eric Welander, fellow YouTuber. Great YouTube channel over there. Check out Eric Welander's channel if you have not already for some awesome Apple Home related smart home tech over there on his channel. Also, I saw, where is it? There we go. George Langabeer also in the house. What's going on, George? Thank you for joining me. Another great YouTuber, guys. Go check out these channels. Awesome channels. If you're into smart home tech, George does a lot of security stuff, but lots of great smart home stuff over there on his channel as well. I think George has like 20 HomePods or something throughout his house. Oh man, we got Sam in the house. Sam coming through strong with 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Sam, once again for gifting 10 members. Just got gifted a membership. YouTube will randomly choose who gets these. Jessica, Good Times, Cheddar Mac, Wolfgang, Zach, Bob, Richardson, Dave, Brian Marr, and let's see, Ty, and Sparkly Vortex. We're all gifted memberships. So thank you, Sam, for that. Where's my, I think that deserves a little confetti. I appreciate that, Sam, and thank you so much. I see we got a lot of members here in the house too. Let's see, Dan Zimmerly is here. What's going on, Dan? Jessica Moss, new member, I think. Yeah, new member. So you can see with the little icon there next to your name. Lone Star Trent is here. What's going on, Lone Star Trent? Of course, Sam, Gabby, Tom H, Ignacio. Let's see who else we got. Alexis is here. What's going on? Curtis is here. Green Arrow. What's going on, Green Arrow? Green Arrow says the new deck is looking great. Thank you. You must follow me on well, no, I did post a YouTube short. I was going to say that must have been from Instagram, but I did post a YouTube short recently. Yeah, project is underway. I'm really trying hard to get that project done. I'm doing a whole like smart back porch, backyard type of deal. I was hoping to have that done, actually I was hoping to have it done like in the fall of last year, but we got in a car accident and all kinds of life happened. So we postponed a lot of that. So I'm hoping to get that done by end of February. Now it's looking more like early March, but soon, hopefully we'll have, a full video and lots of good stuff there on that. Been a fun project to work on though. So I'm getting close to getting that done. PalmaKit is here from France. All right. Mike Manley is here from Rhode Island. All right. Vinny from New York City. All right. Awesome. Bruce is here also. Good deal. Thank you guys for hanging out. And I should mention too, if you are a new channel member, you have access to our member Discord server. So all you have to do is link your YouTube account to Discord in your Discord user settings, and you can access our member channel server there on Discord. Lots of great conversations going on over there all the time about smart home, automations, shortcuts, different products, you name it. So definitely check that out if you are a channel member and would like to get in on that conversation. We also do monthly video chats and stuff like that. So some cool stuff there. Let's see, John K. Wolf, what's going on? Great Super Bowl. It was a good game. It was a good game. Larry is here. What's going on, Larry? How you doing? Greetings from Florida, eye of the storm. All right, Florida. I can't wait to get back down to Florida. Hopefully soon. I've been wanting to go. I'm supposed to go in a couple months. I'd like to go sooner if I can, but I don't know. We'll see. We go down to Florida as much as possible. One of my favorite places to go. Tobias from Germany is here. Cool. So let's just jump into some things. Again, there's not been a whole lot of new like smart home. Sorry, if you hear some rattling going on, my dog is right behind me. Hey, keep me down. She's been laying with me today, and she makes a little bit of noise with jingling her collar around and stuff like that sometimes. So I didn't have the heart to kick her out of the room today. But where was I? Yeah, so not a lot of smart new products that I'm aware of. If you guys saw anything you want to talk about, feel free to drop that in the comments there. There has been a couple of things I'll mention too. I think I shared this on Instagram like maybe last week, but the Eve Flare, there's a good discount going on right now. I think on their website, but you can also go through Amazon if you like to shop on Amazon. 25% off. The Eve Flare is that globe looking device back there. It's portable, so I actually used this on my back porch recently. We had some friends over. We had an oyster roast and everything the other night over the weekend, and a lot of fun. But that thing is really cool because it has a wireless, it charges wirelessly. So you just sit it on this little mount over there, or this little base, charges wirelessly. You can pick it up, has a handle on it. You can move it around. Actually, let me find, I'll show a picture to you so you can see. Let's see. But yeah, they gave me I guess it's like a Valentine's deal. It's normally $100. Right now, it is, so with that little special promo, it's basically $75. So it's $25 off. But it has a little handle. Of course, they don't show any of that. So, but it has a little handle. You can move it around. It's waterproof, so you can take it outside and stuff. Cool little product there. So that's a good discount. I wanted to share that with you guys. And also, I think Nanoleaf. I did put links to this stuff in the description of today's video. So if you decide you've been wanting one of those, now's a good time, because I don't think that one goes on sale that much. But you can use those links to get a discount. I try to share deals and stuff when I find them on the smart home products that I like to use when they become available. So, and like I said, I think Nanoleaf is doing like 10% off most of their stuff, which I use a lot of Nanoleaf. All that's Nanoleaf. I got a bunch all over the studio here that you can't see as well. So they got some Valentine's Day deals going on right now. Jessica says, how do I find the Discord server? So if you have if you already use Discord, go over to Discord and go to your user settings. If you don't have Discord, you can go to discord.com, or you can download the app on your phone or any device and create an account. It's free to do that. And then in your user settings in Discord, so it's in your Discord settings, you'll go to a tab called Connections, and you just link your YouTube account. So you'll just put in your YouTube credentials right there in that little Connections tab, connect your YouTube account to Discord, and then you'll have access to the server. It'll pop up. Sometimes it might take it could take up to an hour to sync once you link your YouTube account. But once you do that, you should see our server pop up right there in that connections with an option in that connections tab with an option to join, and then you'll be a part of the server. So let's see, my YouTube is linked to Discord. Okay, if it is linked to Discord, again, go to that connections tab. And like I said, sometimes it can take up to an hour to sync. And so just check back if you don't see that right away. After the stream, I'll go over there and I'll make sure it's, you know, syncing up and everything. But if you have your YouTube account, the same YouTube account linked in your Discord, then you should have access to that server. So let's see. Superman says, I never asked or heard you mention what TV you had in your office, the one behind you, and what do you think of it so far? Oh, the TV. Yeah, so this is just an LG. It's nothing fancy or special. When I got that, I basically just got pretty much the most, kind of like the most affordable HomeKit TV I could find at the time. It's, I think, a 65-inch 4K TV. Again, not, you know, anything crazy. It's not OLED or anything, but it does a job in here. I like it as far as the TV goes, but the HomeKit integration is not my favorite. So it's probably the least reliable HomeKit product that I have in my setup. For some reason, when the TV is off, it always shows as no response in the home app. And I've heard other people say the same thing about LG TVs and that HomeKit integration. I don't have that issue with other smart HomeKit TVs, but that's just been my experience. There's a Homebridge plugin I've been meaning to try. I've heard some people say that Homebridge plugin is pretty good for the LG TVs. But yeah, that's the TV that I use there. See some questions rolling in. I will get to these for sure. Let's see. We have also, I did want to share with you guys, y'all, if you watched me before, you probably know that I'm not like crazy about these rumors. I know a lot of us Apple folks are just like rumors all the time. What's next? I just don't get too into the rumors because there's so many and they're always happening. That said, let's talk about one here because this keeps popping up. People are sending me this stuff. And the reason I don't like talking about rumors too much is you just never know. So I like to enjoy the products we have and talk about the stuff we have. I mean, I literally remember this rumor over 2 years ago, you know, talking about the HomePod with the screen and all that stuff. Again, here we are 2 years later, still don't see it. That's why I'm not crazy about rumors. That said, it does look like we're getting closer to actually seeing a HomePod with the screen. There's just been more and more leaks and stuff. They're discovering stuff in the code. 17.4 beta is the most recent one. They say contains code that references a future HomePod with the display. It's this device Z314 as it's labeled in the code with an A15 chip inside, with both production and internal versions of the device being tested by Apple. So what will that look like in terms of a HomePod with a screen? Will it look like something we have now, or they referenced, let's see, the latest beta also reportedly adds SwiftUI framework to the HomePod firmware to support a HomePod with the display. Again, this is something we've been hearing about for quite a while, but we are hearing more and more of this stuff. So hopefully this year we will see a device like this. I know it's a product. When we do see something like that, I'll be, you know, one of the first ones going out to try to get one of these. Would love to see something like that. I think that's something Apple Home is definitely lacking in terms of just having, you know, a dedicated home display. I mean, yeah, we've got our iPads. I do that too, but I'd love to see something with, you know, some dedicated software just for like the smart home and that type of interface. I don't know. What do you guys think? Alexis says, I remember the first time you mentioned the HomePod rumor and you also found a great name for it, HomePod Touch. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Yeah, I should have trademarked that name, HomePod Touch. That would be funny if they called it. I doubt it, but that would be funny. Jessica says, I love my two Vizios. They rarely ever go no response. Yeah, same thing for me. So I actually have a 2016 Vizio still kicking in my living room, actually, of all places. And I remember when TVs first got support for HomeKit, however many years ago that was. And I was surprised that Vizio actually pushed way back to this 2016 TV. They pushed that update to that one. And I mean, that thing is more responsive and reliable than the LG has been. And for that reason, I actually got a Vizio to go on my back porch. So we were talking about my back porch project. One of the things I needed was a TV to go out there. And I really wanted one that was reliable with HomeKit, because I have this whole like TV lift type of mechanism cabinet going on back there. Anyways, I'll be using that HomeKit integration back there probably more than I do for any of my other TVs. So I did go with the Vizio out there, and so far it's been working great as well. So yeah, it seems to be the Vizio, in my experience as well, has been better than the LG HomeKit integration. Let's see. John K. Wolf question on the light you show. Can you do things in HomeKit with it? Are you talking about the Eve Flare, the one back there, which was this one, the one that's on discount right now, or there's a special link down in the description of the video that'll save you 25%. If that's the one you're talking about, it is exposed to HomeKit. Yes. Okay. John says yes. Yes, it is exposed to HomeKit. You can't do anything crazy with this light, like as far as effects or anything like that, but it does support HomeKit. Let's see. For example, I'll give you a little demo if I can. Let's see, get this to work. Where is my light? Let's see, I've got a lot of lights here in HomeKit. Eve Flare Thread. It supports Thread too. So I don't know if you can see it with the little thing down there bottom, but I'll turn it red. There you can go, you see it's red, white. We'll go back to like that color. I can make it brighter. So it supports just basic dimming, and on-off functionality in HomeKit, but super cool light. Again, really cool for like moving it around. If you want to take it on the back porch, when you have friends over, camping and stuff like that. It's really cool, like, camping, like you doing stuff with your kids in the backyard or something like that. Pretty cool device because it is waterproof too. John says, oh, my Vizio, the sound went bad. I thought you were talking about the stream for a second. The sound went bad, but video is still good. Oh, I didn't know that. Eric said, looks like Walmart will buy Vizio based on today's news, so who knows what will come of HomeKit support. Interesting. I didn't know that, Eric. Thanks for sharing. I'll have to check that out. Hopefully they don't get rid of that HomeKit support there. Pretty soon, I guess all these TVs will support Matter. Maybe that's what we'll be talking about next. Let's see. Let's do. All right. I got some questions I saw that were highlighted for me. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to try to answer everybody's questions, and I'll try to stay with you also in the chat the best I can. Austin says, hey Shane, I have a question about the Philips Hue cameras. Not so sure if anyone else asked about this yet. Well, what is the question, Austin? Oh, Sam says, Samsung showed some TVs with Matter at CES. Yeah, my favorite thing, I'll tell you this real quick. My favorite thing it wasn't Samsung. It was, I can't remember, maybe it was a Samsung display, but they had this whole Matter section. I may have mentioned this before, but I think I was with the other Eric, Modern Day Tech at the time. I was with somebody and we just thought it was so funny. They had this Matter display, Matter on the TV and everything. And then they had a Google Nest Hub, and they were demoing Matter you know, with this Google Nest Hub, and then right on the Google Hub, it said, oops, something went wrong. And I just thought that was the funniest little demo of Matter, especially with Google right there. You had to be there maybe, but we thought it was pretty funny. Lurk Jerk, what's going on? A little late, that's all right. Glad you can make it. Hope you're having a good day so far. So yeah, the question about the Philips Hue camera, I'm not sure what the question is. I guess I'll just bring up a link. I don't think Austin mentioned anything. So the thing about, I haven't looked too far into these, to be honest. I know when they first came out, I think we talked about them here on the live stream a little bit. Let's see. Problem with these, and the reason why I didn't look too far into them is because they don't support HomeKit. So just like a lot of the other ones, they're trying to get you to buy into their subscription model, you know, their subscription service, which is the model they're going with on these. Trying to see if it says anything about that here. But yeah, they won't support Apple Home, which is kind of a bummer. See, there you go. Find a plan. Dun dun dun. There you go. That's what they all want. That's how they get you. So that's why I like cameras that support HomeKit Secure Video, because I'm already paying for an iCloud account. So like technically, yes, that's a plan you have to have, but I'm already paying for my iCloud account. So I can get cameras that support HomeKit Secure Video and not have to get any additional plan directly from the manufacturer, you know, and plus all my cameras and stuff will work right there in the Home app, which is, you know, that's a beautiful thing. That's where all my other devices are. That's the app that my wife uses. So it's just easier that way, you know. Oh, there we go. George, George is our resident security expert, says, I have the Hue cameras and I'm currently testing them. I hate everything about them. Wow. Well, how do you really feel, George? Can't even bring myself to do a video. Wow. Ooh, well, that's not good. There you have it from George. Again, I have not tested these. I really don't have any intention to. I'm just not a fan of the whole subscription model. George says, bummer, love the lights. Yeah, I mean, their lights are fantastic. I mean, they're a little pricey, but their lights are solid, super solid. It's hard to complain about Philips Hue lighting, but I guess the cameras aren't stacking up. Let's see. John says a lot of the new Tapo camera or doing HomeKit with Apple will up the resolution. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Maybe a typo in there. Tapo cameras though, I have a couple of those set up in my house. Do support HomeKit Secure Video, so those are good. They got 2 models. They're first HomeKit cameras actually, and I've been pretty happy with those. Petrus, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, says, I just got a Eufy camera, very happy with it. Eufy cameras have been really good, minus the whole like security issue they had not too long ago. That was more of a PR nightmare, but they seem to work well. My issue with them is that they haven't really supported HomeKit in the last few years. So they were doing pretty good with HomeKit support for a while, and then they just stopped caring about HomeKit completely. So I haven't really used any of the newer Eufy cameras either, but you know, I'm kind of like all in on HomeKit, so I guess that's why. All right, let's see. Let me get to some more of these questions up here. I see you guys. Let's see, Baba is trolling. What's going on? See you there too. All right. I saw that. I did see this. Mr. H4S3K1 says maybe a little off topic, but HoloMark has released its own tag that works with Find My. Let me see if I can pull that up. I saw that. I thought that was a little bit interesting. So that, whoops, hit the wrong button there. Holomark actually makes this smart lock that I really like. Works with Apple Home and it supports Thread. I have one here in the studio, and they supposedly came out with, let me see if I can find, I guess they don't have it on their website maybe, but I think I saw that too. Maybe it was HomeKit News. Oh, I got HomeKit News up right there. Yeah, so I guess they reported over here, released a Find My Smart Tag. That's cool. I like the form factor of this. I don't know, kind of an interesting product, I guess, for them. Pretty good price. Let's see if we can find it on Amazon. Yeah, oh, there you go. They got it on Amazon. Works with Find My. Huh. So maybe another good option if you need a tracker that works in Apple Home. Brandon Doyle, what's going on, Brandon? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one. And Brian Essler is here also. I don't know if I said what's up to you, Brian. Hope you're doing all right as well. I see you in the chat and in the comments. I appreciate that. I'll put some links to my videos. Cool. Thank you, man. Let's see. All right. Question time. Let's see. Was there any questions? Also, I did do a video recently. So I've been asked this a few times about updated videos on, you know, just my setup and like what apps I'm using and stuff like that for my HomeKit smart home. So I did do a video this past weekend that goes over all the apps that I've used. There's quite a few. I think there was at least 15 apps that I either use now or have used. Most of them I'm still using in some form or some way, but they really can extend the functionality of HomeKit and stuff. So if you haven't checked out that video, I think there's a link to that also in the description. But yeah, I've been asked about that a lot lately. Oh, thank you. Tobias says, how is your shoulder and wrist doing? I appreciate you asking. I'm getting there. I had physical therapy today, so that was another thing I did today. Like I said, it's been a busy day, but they just upped me to physical therapy 3 times a week, which kind of sucks because it just takes up so much time and it's not really the most fun thing to do. But I'm just trying to get my hand back. The wrist, and I had a fracture in my hand. For those that don't know, there's a fracture in my hand, and I broke my wrist in the car accident, which was back in very end of October. And doctor says those are healing really well. And now I'm just doing physical therapy. There's a possible tear in my shoulder also, which is kind of the bigger concern for me right now. Plus I dislocated my thumb. So a lot of the muscles and like, I guess the tendons and stuff in there are really tight, and I'm kind of dealing with some pain there. So that's what a lot of the physical therapy has been for. And then to try to avoid surgery on my shoulder. So that's kind of the update on that. It seems to be getting better. So again, physical therapy 3 times a week now, starting next week, and hopefully I can just avoid surgery. My wife, who is also in the car, her back has been bothering her really bad. So she's been doing physical therapy a bunch as well, and going to the doctor and all kinds of stuff. But hopefully, you know, she'll be able to recover from that. I think she's probably been having a harder time even than me lately. But yeah, my daughter was also in the car, but she was okay. All things considered, we are super lucky, so I don't complain. You know, it was not a fun experience, but it could have been a lot worse, you know. But yeah, thank you for asking. I appreciate that's nice of you. And yeah, the upside, I see some talk about CarPlay. The upside to the whole experience with the car accident is that I had to get a new vehicle. So I now have Apple CarPlay, which I never had before. My last one was totaled, and yeah, it was the whole thing. So Electric asked about using AirTags in the home to do automations when close to an AirTag switch of light. Unfortunately, this isn't possible. I've seen this question before. The closest thing you can do is use the NFC function of your AirTag, which I made a video about quite a while ago. So you can, create NFC automations for when you tap your AirTag to run automations, but you can't do anything based on location of the AirTag or your phone or anything like that, unfortunately. Would love to see something like that, but it's not possible. I've seen that question fairly often. John says, great video of Carplay. Thank you, John. Great video of Carplay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I did. Ended up making. Let's see. I did a few videos on the vehicle. There's actually 2 videos on CarPlay automation. So I kind of split it into 2 because it ended up being so much that I wanted to talk about. So we did some really cool automations. The first video is pretty basic stuff, but really useful stuff. If you have CarPlay and you're not utilizing shortcut automations in some way, you're probably missing out. So I would definitely check out those videos. And in the second one, we got a little bit more advanced and we're doing some stuff that I'm loving. Again, I'm still new to it, so we're just kind of getting my feet wet with the automation capabilities or possibilities with CarPlay. And to be honest, even if you don't have CarPlay, if you just have Bluetooth, you can do any of the automations that we discussed in both of those videos. So, might want to check it out. I should have been doing this probably a long time ago, to be honest. And I just never really thought about it until I got CarPlay. But I could have been doing it probably all along, just using like connect to Bluetooth and stuff like that for my automation triggers. And then I did a video just before that where I connected my truck, the new truck, to HomeKit so I can run not advanced, but I can run HomeKit automations with my truck. So I've got one that like starts the truck only when I'm home in the morning. Only if, let's see, what else did I do in there? I have like I have a virtual dummy switch that says like if my daughter's going to school or not. So if she's not going to school, I'll turn this thing on, like a no school switch. But if that's off and she's going to school, then I have an automation that basically turns my truck on if the weather outside is too cold. So that's all done in HomeKit. So some fun stuff like that we've been able to do. Scotty Do 06 question: any update, improved smart water cutoff valves on the market? Are you still using Econet? I am still using Econet. Actually just talked about that in a recent video. They sponsored some stuff, but I've been using the Econet since before they ever sponsored. That's actually how we connected, because I've been using their product for a while, still using it. There are some others on the market. I haven't tested a bunch. I don't know of anything that's new necessarily on the market, but the Econet, I mean, it's a super solid product and I'm still really happy with it. So I love having that. I actually looked into some of the more integrated water shutoff valves and systems where you have to like I think Flow by Moen makes one. Some people were at CES kind of talking about this, and I started looking into this thinking like that might be cool to do something like that, but you have to get a plumber and kind of cut it. And I didn't want to do all that initially, which is one reason why I love the Bulldog, the Econet Bulldog. But let me pull this up so people actually know what we're talking about in case you haven't seen this in any of the videos. But once I was thinking about doing something a little more integrated recently, and I started reading reviews, and a lot of people were having issues. Like some of these things would like monitor your water pressure and stuff like that, but then people would be getting issues. Hey, keep it down back there. Can y'all see the dog? She's back there making some noise. All right. Yeah, I was like, man, that's the last thing I need is like notifications and stuff going off, alerting me that I have issues with my water when I really don't, and I just didn't really want to go down that road. So anyways, this is the Econet Bulldog. Let's see right here. So I'm using the Z-Wave version, still using that, works great. If you have a Z-Wave hub, you can connect it. They also have a Wi-Fi version. that does work in Homebridge. So I tested them both. I used the Wi-Fi version, works just fine in Homebridge. Z-Wave version though works great. I'm using it currently with the Homie Pro. So Curtis says, is there a water shutoff that works with a gate valve? I don't really want to pay to have a ball valve installed. I'm not really sure a gate valve. Let me see what that looks like. Oh, like a knob? I think you might be able to use, I mean, is that the same? I don't know if that's the same as this. I don't know if that would work. There are a couple others. What was the other one that I saw? Let's see. It was another, yeah, the Zeus Titan. I've heard good things about this one. Maybe this one would work. This is also a Z-Wave water shutoff valve. Maybe that would work for you. I'm trying to see if they have any photos here. Oh, right there. Maybe that would work for you. Brandon says, mowing is great if you're building a home. I probably wouldn't pay to have one installed. Econet Bulldog and Zeus Titan are great. Akara teased one at CES that looked similar. Yeah, Akara mentioned one at CES too. It was like a prototype. So that would be cool to see. One thing I will say, like what I don't like about some of these, let's see. Personally, I would be careful like mounting. Like a lot of these show you mounting the like directly on the pipes. I mean, a lot of us have like PVC pipes and stuff now. I don't know that that's the best idea. I'm no plumber, but I don't know. I worry about mounting directly on the pipes. And let me see if I can get back to the Bulldog. They usually advertise. See, that's what's nice about this one. One of the things I like about this one, they tell you to mount on the, again, I'm not a plumber, so I'm not sure what you would call this, on the connection here instead of directly on the pipe. So I don't know, something to consider and think about when you're looking at these types of like retrofit designs. I like that about this one. You can mount it, and you're supposed to mount it on the connection here instead of the pipe itself. So. William says, Shane, that CarPlay video that you made was a lifesaver. Last week I was late and it gave my wife a precise location on me and she did not have to wait when it was snowing outside. Lifesaver. Oh man, that is so cool. Thank you for sharing. I'm glad. It's so cool to hear, these videos and stuff being useful in real life. So I'm glad to hear that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so in that video, we created an automation for those who haven't seen it that basically when you get, the automation, the scenario was if you get in your car about the same time every day from work, let's say you work a 9 to 5 or something, and the automation was if I get into my car between certain hours, so like around the time I would normally leave work, only when I'm at that location, run this automation that would send a message to the wife and gets the ETA estimated time it would take to get home. And I think it, says some other custom stuff like that, but that was basically in a nutshell the automation. So I'm glad that was helpful. All right, so I know I missed some questions. I appreciate you guys being patient. I'm gonna try to get to those up here that I may have missed. First, real quick, is there a HomeKit wireless outdoor cam floodlight option, or is Eve wired floodlight the best option? Okay, I usually prefer wired cameras when possible. I mean, of course, it's still using Wi-Fi, but the Eve camera is a good one if you have a light fixture that you can replace for a floodlight. I don't think there's anything else. Some of the older, let me pull up Amazon here. Let's see. Some of the older Eufy cameras, support HomeKit. Again, with Eufy, we were talking about this earlier a little bit. A lot of their newer ones do not. So a lot of these you see will not support HomeKit, but the Eufy Cam 2 line, so there's the 2 Pro, there's the Eufy Cam 2, and then there's the Eufy Cam 2C, which is these. All these do support HomeKit. This is battery powered. They connect wirelessly to the little hub that you see right here. And again, supports HomeKit secure video. And this does have a little floodlight on it. So, or a spotlight, sorry. I wouldn't call that a floodlight, but it has a spotlight. So you can see that there. Kind of, they show it kind of there. But I think that's the only one that supports HomeKit that has a spotlight on it. I don't think any of the floodlight cameras support HomeKit, unfortunately. So, Typo says Netatmo Smart Outdoor Surveillance Camera. That's another option. That's basically the same as the Eve outdoor camera. So that replaces a lighting fixture. So it actually looks pretty similar to this one. So yeah, that's got a good little floodlight on it. And again, Netatmo, yeah, thank you. I always forget about the Netatmo one, so thank you for mentioning that. But it's very similar to this one. And you can see here, like Eufy has a bunch of these other, I mean, these are pretty sweet right here, probably something you'd be interested in, but these don't support HomeKit. So none of these Ring or Eufy floodlight cameras support HomeKit natively, unfortunately. But Lone Star Trent says, anyone install the new Eve outlet yet? I have. This is the new Eve, wrong button, sorry. New Eve outlet being asked about. Yep, supports Matter, Matter over Thread. Good little device, actually. You may or may not know I'm a big fan of the Eve Energy smart plugs. So this is pretty similar to that, except it's a lot more permanent, I guess. Let's see. Is Maris water leak sensor reliable? I do not know. I haven't used their water sensor. So Maris products, in my opinion, have been very hit or miss, to be honest with you. I used their garage door opener for a long time. Their other products, I've used some of their smart plugs, weren't crazy about those. So I don't know about that one. I don't know. I haven't tested it, so I can't say for sure. I will say, for you guys that go to their website, I've mentioned this before, I'm gonna mention it again. They might not like this, but they've got me up here saying this. I did not say this. So this is Maris's website. I'm just gonna let y'all know, if you're like, hey, you say it's such good things on their website, why are you saying bad things about them now? I didn't say this. So I don't know where they came up with this, and nothing against these other creators. I'm sure they've had good experience with Maris, but I did not say that. So when you're like hearing me talk about them and then you see that on their website, just know that's it is what it is. I've asked them to take that down numerous times for months and months, and they just have not done it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with Maris. But their garage door opener worked just fine for me for a long time. I did replace it recently with another one that I do like a little bit better. And yeah, their Matter smart plugs were not very reliable for me, so I'm not using those anymore. And I don't think I'm using any other Maris products at the moment. Brandon says, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's, mistakes happen, and I'm cool with, I'm pretty easy to, I'll go with the flow, but I'm like, man, I asked y'all so many times to take it down, and they just haven't, what are you gonna do? Keep on keeping on. George, my guy, boycotting Maris in your honor. I'm not asking anybody to do anything crazy like that. If they work for you, that's fine. I'm just, honestly, they have not been my favorite products. Again, hit or miss. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it at that. Yeah, the Tailwind, super solid. That's the one that I switched to. I did a whole video about that. And again, I used Marist garage door for a long time. That was my favorite until I tried the Tailwind, and that thing is just top notch. It really is. That's a good product. Oh, Travis has one, says Tailwind is awesome, 0 issues. Yeah, that thing is it's a solid product there. Okay, question. Sorry, I got off on a tangent there. Oh, let's see. William, question. At CES, you spoke about a video doorbell that was also a lock. Do you have any idea when it will come out? Yeah, William, that was it was a TP-Link doorbell lock video camera. I mean, it had like everything built into it. I think that was maybe one of the products I was most excited about at CES. But anyways, to answer your question, all I was told is end of 2024. So I'm not expecting to see that anytime soon. I would say if we're lucky, the end of 2024, maybe we'll see it. So that's what I was told. Do you think you might end up with a code for the Schlage Encode Plus? I really want to get 2 of them, but $300 price tag is a bit rough. I would not hold my breath. I don't have any contacts with Schlage. I've never worked with them or anything before, so I mean, I'm more than happy to if anybody works at Schlage and I've certainly recommended their products more than a few times. So let me know if so, but no, I don't have any contacts there. I do use the Schlage Encode, the Schlage Encode Plus, excuse me. Love that smart lock. But no, I've never had a discount code, and I don't think I've ever seen it go on sale either. So, yeah, sorry. Don't know of any new front doorbells that support HomeKit, unfortunately. Not yet. Is the Aqara M3 hub out yet? If not, would you suggest waiting? I guess it depends on kind of what you're looking for. The answer is no, it's not out yet. It should be out pretty soon. I think they said Q2, so hopefully by like summertime we'll see it. As far as would I suggest waiting, I don't know. I guess it depends. If you just want to use some of the other Aqara products, I probably wouldn't. I would just get one of the hubs maybe that works. Maybe if you need a camera, maybe you can use one of the indoor cameras that also acts as a hub. But if you want like a Matter controller product, like something like I'm using the Homie Pro currently. Hoops Pro has been kind of talked about quite a bit, still not really available yet. We're seeing more of these like Matter controller products, and I actually put the Aqara M3 hub in that kind of category. It's more of a all-in-one like Matter controller hub. It should be a thread border router. You should be able to connect other Matter accessories to it, kind of like you do some other ones. So if that's kind of what you're looking for, maybe wait if you can, just to see maybe like what the price point will be. And because like if you're going like something like Homie Pro, that's like $400. So if you're looking for one of those type of devices, maybe wait a little while just to kind of see how everything plays out with some of the others. But if you just want a Aqara hub, I'd probably get another one. Oh man, it looks like my battery might be running low. So, all right, if I cut out on you, I will be right back. I forgot to change out my battery on this camera, so I can always switch to this one, I guess. But I'll replace that if it craps out on me. Any update on when those GE under cabinet lights solutions are coming out that they demoed at CES? Can't find anything about a release. Yeah, Brian, I actually spoke to somebody from GE recently. I don't remember the exact date, but I want to say at least Q2 of this year. We still got a little bit of time, I remember, because I was really curious about that product as well. Specifically, they got a lot of Matter stuff coming out, but that's the one that was really interesting to me. So I will shoot me a message and I'll try to find the exact, I got a message somewhere from them, so I'll try to find the exact date. But if you message me on Discord and remind me, I'll try to find that. But I want to say it's at least Q2, if not later, for that. Will you do more videos on shortcuts? Yeah, I'm sure I will. I always, I try to keep a good mix of like product reviews and smart home tour type of videos and ideas, plus automations and shortcuts. So we'll probably do some more shortcut stuff for sure. What water leak sensor would you recommend? So I use Aqara water sensors pretty much everywhere. Those are very reliable. I've put them all throughout my mom's house. I put them throughout my grandfather's house. I have them all throughout my house. Those are my favorite, just for an affordable solution, a little, tiny device. You can get them for under 20 bucks each. They pair to an Aqara hub, work really well. Another one that I like is the Eve Water Guard. So that is one that, let me pull up that on Amazon. That is this one, and this is a really good solid product as well. This connects over Wi-Fi, I think. Did they update this to, oh no, they did up this to support Thread. Sorry, they have a Thread version now. I forgot about that. Yeah, so I mean, even better. Great product here. The only downside to this one is you have to plug it in. And the good thing is it has this long sensing cord. So I actually have one of these plugged in under my kitchen sink, for example, and I am draping the sensing cord throughout underneath my sink so I can detect a leak there under the sink. But then I also drilled and have it running all the way underneath my dishwasher, which is kind of like next to the sink. So I have that one device that's kind of sensing that whole area water for any leaks there. So that's another good one that I like. It's a little bit more expensive. It looks like actually right now, I mean, shoot, it's almost 50% off right now for some reason. So that's a good deal if you maybe won't be wanting one of those. But again, that does require a plug to an outlet to plug in. Let's see some more questions. What are the top 3 improvements or additions you like to see in Apple Home? Oh, okay, good question. So if I had to choose, I would choose, I'd like to see restricted, like some sort of restrictions so you can like restricted access for accessories, for example. So like if you have your kid, only give them access to certain accessories. I'd like to see something like that. Would like to see improvements in video quality. I'd love to see, oh, hold on, stand by. Back? Are we back? Sorry about that. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I've been struggling with my technical difficulties lately. We're back? Good, good, good. I've been having some technical difficulties here on the stream lately. Been trying to get my stuff in line, but we're getting there. The wife called sugar if he goes. Can you guys hear me and see me? Undecided with Matt Farrell is here. Man, what's going on, Matt? Great to see you here. Let's see, you're back. Okay, good deal. All good. Appreciate your patience, guys. Oh, man. I need to get an external permanent battery for that camera so I don't do that again. Always working on improvements. But yeah, Matt is here. What's going on, Matt? Great channel. Also, if you guys don't know Matt, amazing channel. I saw you had a video about the Vision Pro. I got about halfway through it earlier before I got called and had to go do something. Can't wait to watch the rest of that and see your thoughts on the Vision Pro. Very interesting product. And Brandon says, a legend. That's right. Let's see. Oh yeah, Yolink is a good water sensor too. I've heard a lot about that. It doesn't support HomeKit, I don't think natively, but I've heard a lot of good things about Yolink as well. Let's see. All right, let me get to some of these questions here. We still got a few more minutes. Let's see. I know I missed some. Question, what is better for two-level smart home, a mesh Wi-Fi system, or Unify access points? I mean, anytime you can hardwire your access points is going to be better. So whether you're using more of like an out-of-the-box system like Netgear Orbi, which is what I use, but my access points are hardwired, or if you're using Unify with wired access points, anytime you can wire your access points, you're doing, that's preferred if possible. If you can't, that's when you would want, a good mesh system with the, a solid backhaul and all that stuff. But yeah, if you can wire your access points, definitely do that. Is the Aqara video doorbell reliable, as my current video doorbell is a bit funny? I have not had any issues with the Aqara video doorbell. As far as I know, it's not my primary one, so I may not notice if it was being a little funny. I do have one on like a secondary door. As far as I know, it works just fine, no issues. I installed one at my mom's house. She seems to be happy so far. I haven't heard any issues with that. She hasn't complained about it not working. So as far as I can tell, it is quite reliable. Oops, hit the wrong question. Is Matter compatibility available now for Homey Pro? Yes, Homey Pro does support Matter, so it has for a while now supported Matter over Wi-Fi. They recently updated, I think it was around January, I think it was around CES, they updated it to support Thread, Matter over Thread. So I have been pairing my Thread accessories to the Homey Pro as well as to HomeKit. So for example, this is a good example. So I first paired the new Eve Energy outlet, again, Matter over Thread. So I paired this to Apple Home. Then I paired it over there directly to my Homey Pro, and it works great. So yeah, so far the Matter over Thread functionality of the Homey Pro has been quite good. I haven't had any issues with it so far. See, I will get a couple more questions in here. Why would I buy a hub if a product doesn't need a hub? What are the main advantages? I'm not sure what you mean here by this one. I don't know, unless you're talking about maybe something like the Homey Pro or one of those Matter controller hubs. If that's the case, then, let's see. Yeah, if that's the case, then, that would be like the hub for your whole smart home, much like a HomePod is essentially your hub for your Apple Home, or, you can have a Nest hub as your hub for your Google Home. So, I mean, you're going to need a hub of some sort for your smart home. So I don't know if that answers the question or not, but I have not used the Ecobee Smart Doorbell. It doesn't support Apple HomeKit. No, it doesn't support HomeKit Secure Video, if I'm not mistaken. Another case of another company trying to get you to buy into their subscription services or whatever. Again, not a huge fan of that. So, I haven't used it yet. I'm sure it's good. I've heard good things about it. It does support HomeKit, so you can get the live feed. From what I recall, you can get the live feed in HomeKit, but you can't get HomeKit Secure Video. So to get recordings, you're going to have to subscribe to some type of Ecobee plan, which again, I just don't love. I love the Ecobee products. The other, like the thermostats mainly is what I use. So, Oh man, Brian, tough question here. It says, understanding that Nanoleaf Matter products are still buggy as heck, what light bulbs would you recommend at this point? And I'm just not the best person to ask this question, to be 100% honest, because I don't use a lot of smart bulbs in my house. I would probably recommend the Nanoleaf ones. I know you're not happy with those. They support Thread and they work with, they work with HomeKit, but if you're not happy with them, if they're still buggy, I don't know. I'm trying to think. There is that one other, you might want to look at the ADOT. I don't know if I'm saying that right. AIDOT. That brand has a couple of sub brands. And I tested the lean kind, I guess is how you say it. I tested these for a while. Well, not this one. They have one that supports HomeKit somewhere, or no, the Matter one. So they have one that supports Matter. It's Matter over Wi-Fi. Those were fine for me in my testing. They also have a Matter over Thread version, which I think is it the Orion? I don't know if it's Orion. They have a few different sub brands. It might be this one. You have to look and see which one supports Thread. Is it this one? Nope, this one's Wi-Fi. I always forget the name of the Thread-based one, but maybe that one is worth trying. Jessica says, my Nanoleaf bulbs have been great after I stopped trying to use Nanoleaf's adaptive lighting. Their implementation is trash. Interesting. Yeah, again, I just don't use a whole lot of smart bulbs. I just have smart light switches pretty much all throughout. And yeah, Philips Hue. Everybody says Hue. There we go. Sorry. Philips Hue. Hue. I did use VocalLink bulbs for a long time in my house. Those are older. I haven't used any of their newer ones, but they worked well for me. Those were Wi-Fi, so maybe you should just try Wi-Fi. The problem with that is if you have a ton of bulbs, I wouldn't want Wi-Fi bulbs. Like, I wouldn't want a ton of Wi-Fi bulbs in my house. A few here and there is probably fine, but I wouldn't want a whole bunch of them. Yeah, so you said you're just talking about one bulb, so you wouldn't want Hue because then you'd have to get the hub. I get that. So yeah, I would just try just a different Wi-Fi one. There's a ton of them out there. VocalLink is cheap. And there's a bunch of them that are cheap. Again, I've heard good things about the Linkend also. I used that. I didn't have any issues when I was testing mine. It's Matter over Wi-Fi. Again, there's another brand that does Matter over Thread. So maybe that's one to try out, one of those brands. Trying to replace a troublesome Maris bulb. Yeah, I haven't used any of the Maris ones. Question, what is the scene on your Nanoleaf lines that you're rocking now? Let me see. See if I can find the exact answer for you. I think it's something Valentine's Day is all I can tell you. Let's see. Did I change it? Watch, I'm gonna mess around and change it on accident. I am not a huge fan of the Nanoleaf app. I can't find it. I was just testing it. I didn't save it. Yeah, it's one of the many Valentine's Day ones. Let's see. I'm gonna get to maybe one or two more questions if there's any that I did not get to. I answered that question. Today Thread is enabled. Should I do a Matter update for my Eve Energy or do I miss function? For the Eve Energy, you won't miss, I don't think you'll lose any functionality for, well, this is the outlet, but for the smart plugs, I don't think you'll lose any functionality by updating those to Matter. How do you reset the Eve Energy? I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure you just hold down the little button. There's a little LED button on the plug. Just hold down that LED button for a long time until it'll start flashing, I think red or something, and you'll hear a little click, and then it should reset. If I'm not mistaken, that's how you do it. Oh, that's a good question. I don't think you can import the SwitchBot remote into HomeKit. That's a good question though. Now that they have so many of their products you can integrate into HomeKit through the Matter Hub, like even the little bot. I don't know if you can. I don't think you can do it with the remote though. I might have to try that. I've got a few of the SwitchBot remotes. I haven't even tried that though. That's a good question. I'm not sure the answer. March event, new Apple TV or HomePods. I don't know. We mentioned the rumored, the well-rumored HomePod with the screen would be awesome. Maybe this year. I don't know. I don't know if we'll see anything in March. Again, rumors. I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll hop on here and talk if we have an event come up. It'll be nice. I'd love to see a HomePod with a screen, man, or just some sort of Apple screen device for Hub. Anyways, we have went a little bit over today, but it has been fun as always. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and chilling during this past hour. Always fun to get on here and nerd out a little bit about our smart homes. Hopefully I answered some questions that you may have had. Be sure to follow me over on Instagram if you'd like to see more. I'm always sharing like smart home stuff over there, kind of my behind the scenes, day-to-day stuff. A lot of the testing and YouTube, different things I'm doing here, and also do some giveaways and stuff there as well. And a new video this Sunday should be coming out this Sunday. Should have a new video this Sunday. And we got some more good stuff on the way. Every Wednesday, I will be right here answering questions, talking about smart home stuff. So come back next week and we will do it again. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week. God bless.